Oh, yeah. New mic, new stand, new us. Again, we're growing. We're going to go live in about 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yo, 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 yo. What's going on, everybody? It is Jacob Compton here on Compton's Corner. As I said for our YouTube viewers that got to see this clip before, new mic. Hopefully, everything on the quality is working well. We had ourselves quite a week since I last seen you. Last couple of days, I want to say at least. Great, 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 great stuff. Conference championship weekend. It was a hit. Both games were electric. Both games were fiery. Maybe controversial. Obviously, America didn't get the game they wanted. Everybody wanted to see the Ravens and the Lions. And that's just not going to happen this year. As far as all the script writers and everything like that, they could put that to bed. And for everybody that's pissed off, so I've seen a lot of comments being, nobody's going to watch this. It's going to be the lowest rated Super Bowl ever. Bullshit. This game is going to be one of the highest viewed games, especially Super Bowls ever, just like last year's was. Nobody's sick of seeing Mahomes as much as you people want to act like it. All of you are going to be tuning in to see if this guy can lose. And it really doesn't seem like he can. This guy, like we are now in the Patrick Mahomes era. We have to realize that. I said it a couple weeks ago when Miami was playing Kansas City. This is not the team you want to play. In order to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. And every single win you get in the postseason just adds to more and more momentum for the teams. So for them, that they were able to do that. Incredible job by Kansas City. I was doubting them even before the Buffalo game. I didn't think they were going to win that game. I just thought, oh, it's his first road playoff game. No way. He's not used to that. He's not used to people screaming in his ear during the playoffs the way they do. Intensity just gets up even more in the crowd, too. And that guy just went into both houses. Baltimore was loud yesterday. As much as they were pretty much losing that whole game, that crowd never got out of it. Props to M&T Bank Stadium and that Baltimore crowd. My heart almost goes out to them because, man, they were electric. They were loud the entire time the Chiefs were on that field, except just whenever Mahomes was able to. What's up, Matt? Yes, sir. Whenever Mahomes was able to move the ball, which is quite often, it just seemed like even though they only put up 17 points, they were able to get the pivotal third down conversions, fourth down conversions at times, and and they really just sealed the deal pretty early, honestly. Even I know that Baltimore was able to respond with a touchdown on that opening drive, just as Kansas City was able to do, but Kansas City just had the momentum the entire game. They seemed to have Lamar in a wrap. I think I saw something where the Ravens only rushed for 15 times the entire game, despite leading the league and rushing all season long. That's just something you can't do. In order to, when you run the football, you control the clock. You control how much time Mahomes isn't on the field. At one point, I even saw their time of possession was very, very low. And it seems like at that point, you're doing too much. You're trying to do too much in order to win. And I get like that's almost what you have to do in order to beat the Chiefs. You have to do something different because they will figure out your script because they know how to win football games. It's what they do. But I was rooting for the Ravens. I was a little worried though, because again, in order to be the champ, you have to beat the champ, and that's just the toughest game. Every single team that has to play the defending Super Bowl champions in any postseason. I always reference back to that 2018 Chicago Bears. If they had any other matchup in that first game, other than the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles, they would have stormed right past it and probably stormed their way to a Super Bowl. Had they won that double doink game, they would have stormed their way to a Super Bowl. That's how good that team was, but they had to get over that hurdle. So, unfortunately, they weren't able to do that, and unfortunately, the Ravens weren't able to do that. They had everything in their hands too. These are the kind of times that it begs the question. You look back at the even the Rams that won that Super Bowl a couple of years back, but the Bengals that went there a couple of years ago. I know Burrow's hurt this year. They'll be back. Will they? And that's the same thing for the Ravens. Will they? Will they ever have an opportunity this good? We saw the Tennessee Titans as short as 3 years ago have like the number one seed in the AFC. They haven't even come close to sniffing that since. And that's where again you can't take these opportunities lightly. But um, sometimes they don't. They're probably not even taking them lightly. It's just Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes. We are in the air. I hate it. Guy eats ketchup with his steak. He sounds like a combination of Kermit the Frog and Al Michaels just all in one. No, not a fan, but he's the guy now. Brady's gone, so this is the guy. Everybody needs to bow down to him. Um, but Lamar, man, it just sucks because you played like that all season long. You're able to put up 40 points a game and everything. Man, to only put up what I think was 14 or 10, however much it was just not good. They just didn't look good. Offensively, they looked confused. They didn't look like they could get a rhythm going at all. And it's sad because, again, I think that was their best opportunity. And it's always nice, as much as you have to appreciate greatness and what the Kansas City Chiefs have been able to do over the past 6 seasons. But us as sports fans do like seeing something new, i.e., why everybody was rooting for the other game, the Detroit Lions. They wanted to see something new. They wanted to see the Detroit Lions, who had never been to the Super Bowl. They wanted to see the brand new, fresh look. Oh, wow. What are they going to do their first time in? That'll be so cool. Oh, they're going to go against Patrick Mahomes, too. That was the first game of the year. The script writers couldn't have put this. Well, it's because they didn't. Because in the script called Life, here in the real world, the Detroit Lions do not make Super Bowls. Nonetheless, fucking win them. They don't make them. That's just not a part of their agenda, resume, anything. As a matter of fact, if you looked up like an official resume of the Detroit Lions, you'd see like, oh, I don't make Super Bowls or we don't make Super Bowls. It's a part of the plan. We'll get you somewhat close even. We're gonna do it every like 25, 30 years. We'll get you close. We'll have a team that, oh, this city, they're blue collar, they're passionate. I give them all the props. They fill up that stadium if they're 3-14 or 14-3. Doesn't matter. God bless the people of Detroit and Ford Field, but your team sucks. And I say that nicely because obviously you had a great year. The Bears are, you know, I don't know if they're that much worse because they beat them, but statistically, record wise, they are worse than the Lions this year. But man, that's what they do. That's what the Lions do best. I wasn't rooting against them. I wasn't I wasn't rooting for them though. So and yeah, no, it's so bad. That's just what they do. But props to Brock Purdy. Everybody that was calling him a game manager for all the last couple weeks and everything. Um, incredible job by him. He really kind of carried them as much, and the offensive line. They were able to get the creases going for CMC to find that they had a lot of runs that just really they were able to control the clock. But Purdy just seemed to catch momentum when he was evading sacks and everything in the second half and just pushing the ball downfield. I remember he had one where he got out of the pocket, scrambled everything, and all of a sudden he just finds wide open use check. Their fucking fullback just for a tippy toe catch. And it was just like, wow, this guy right now is finding a way to win. That's not what game managers do. Game managers just keep you afloat. Good football players, good quarterbacks, elite quarterbacks, even, let's say, find you ways to win, i.e., a Patrick Mahomes. So, uh, Brock Purdy really, I think, carried the 49ers all the way to victory, really, yesterday. The defense stepped up when it needed to in the second half. That's what Detroit does. They start off hot. I don't know if it's something where Ben Johnson has the offensive coordinator has like a script for him or anything like that. And just for the first couple drives, even where like, hey, we're gonna do this, and should be enough. I mean, shit, they had 24 points in the first half, and even to their everlasting credit, 31 points in the entire game. Like that should be enough to win your football game. But um, nonetheless, Dan Campbell, as all these people that were slobbing his knob and everything, how cool he is, and he's great. He's a good coach. He's a great players coach, should I say, actually. But those are the kind of decisions you have to make as a football coach when there's 7 minutes left in a football game. You can tie the game with a 46-yard field goal, and I don't know what he's thinking. Again, I know he says he doesn't regret it, but bro, tie the game because even if the 49ers get the ball back and score, it's not like it's a two-possession game. Like, he made it. when you just don't convert on fourth. It was a 4th and 3 too. This wasn't no cakewalk of a 4th down. 3 yards are hard to get. Hey, crew, 1 second. Gus is winding away. We know how it does. Hey, Gus, say what's up. Tell him how annoying. Come here. Tell him how annoying. Give me 1 second, crew. Gotta put him out real quick. And we're back. Just like that. Cool cats. But back to where we were with the NFC Championship game. Uh, I guess actually, no, that's about a wrap up. Detroit Lions don't win Super Bowls. 49ers go to Super Bowls. So that's just, that's a big thing that was really against Detroit, too. Even when it was 24-7, I really just didn't have a doubt. I was like, Brock Purdy, one, he's going to say something a lot about himself if he can come back. But when he was doing that process, you just catch the momentum of your team. It's like, this isn't game manager shit. This is elite quarterback shit. But lucky Brock Purdy that he was playing a franchise. Forget the team they had this year. It's just franchise curses matter. These things are real in this world. And the Detroit Lions have one. And that curse is just they don't go to Super Bowls. I could see the Cleveland Browns going to a Super Bowl before the Detroit Lions, just based on curses. That's what it is. A team is just, they're not destined to do things like that. So props to them. We do have ourselves a Super Bowl matchup, a Super Bowl 54 rematch, should we say, pre-COVID Super Bowl matchup. But everything's all good now. Games in Vegas. We got ourselves the 49ers and the Kansas City Chiefs. San Francisco 49ers, Kansas City Chiefs. Opening line was at 2.5. So that's pretty interesting for a San Fran favored their way. I don't know if I like that. I think it's going to change. I think it's going to become a pick 'em even spread type deal where, hey, you pick them because 49ers ain't look that good. They look good. They found ways to win. But again, in order to be the champ, you got to beat the champ. I know this is a completely almost new team, especially new quarterback since that Super Bowl 54 rematch. I mean, that's 4 or 5 years ago. So let's all be real. A lot of this team's different. Richard Sherman was the leading corner for the San Francisco 49ers. He's now 2 years retired. So, Jimmy Garoppolo was quarterback for the 49ers. He's now an Oakland Raider. Las Vegas Raider. He'll probably have VIP tickets to watch his old team. Good for him. Anyways, this is a completely new look on this rematch and everything. There's obviously some familiar faces all around, especially on the Chiefs side. Actually, I've gone 13 minutes into this and I haven't even said it. Bro, Taylor Swift is going to the Super Bowl. That is just a moment that we should all cherish and enjoy because holy shit, as much as we all bitched about it, as much as we all complained about it, that's awesome. And I'm going to say something a little controversial, but I don't. With that, all the publicity that Taylor Swift has brought the NFL, the Chiefs, Travis Kelce, holy shit. We can all thank Mr. Kanye West. Boop, boop. Because he made that bitch famous. For all my South Side homies that know me best, I feel like me and Taylor might still have sex. Why? I made that bitch famous. God damn. Yeah. So obviously, us here at Compton's Corner, we're super psyched for Taylor getting to the Super Bowl. Just only adds more credibility to what Kanye West was able to do for her and her career. I know I'm gonna have a lot of people pissed off at that. That's just facts. Without him doing this whole deal, drinking a whole bottle of Hennessy on the red carpet, grabbing Amber Rose's ass. Without all that, we wouldn't end up with albums like that. We wouldn't we wouldn't end up with Taylor Swift being as famous she is. Shit, Travis Kelce probably wouldn't have a Pfizer fucking paycheck. Just we could all thank Kanye for it. So, but besides that little rant, um, I think the NFL with all that, I don't want to say they're going to want them to win the Super Bowl, but I think they really enjoyed the publicity that Taylor and Travis got after the game. I saw multiple posts. The NFL, I think, at least made two themselves. Them smooching after the game, or her pointing to Andy Reid and her just on the sideline. Whoop! They're gonna love that if it involves the Vince Lombardi Trophy. I'll tell you that much. They're gonna love that if you just add Patrick Mahomes another Super Bowl to his resume. And if there was ever a year to do it for the NFL script writers, it would be this year. It really would be, because Joe Burrow got hurt. He beat Josh Allen. Um, Lamar Jackson wasn't able to get it done. It's like, okay, like at this point, he made it this far. Let's hand him the keys. We gave him a stadium that he's undefeated in. He's undefeated in Vegas. So it's just right now I'm gonna have to favor the Chiefs. Early pick. We are 13 days away from this game, and I'm gonna have to take the Chiefs. Forget points or anything like that. I'll take them money line. Really, they're at plus, but it's gonna shake all over the place. The public. I mean, this game is gonna be so highly gambled. Again, as much as everybody wants to say, "Oh, it's the game we didn't want," that might be the case, but you're still gonna watch it. It is what it is. That's America's game. And then, quite honestly, for all those people, that's the matchup we didn't want. It's the best matchup, quite honestly, because we saw what happened if the Ravens made the Super Bowl. I was trying to warn people. Lamar being what? I think it's like 20-1 against the NFC. That's just bad news for whoever's playing him. 49ers lines didn't matter. I think Lamar was going to go ape shit against him, especially once he got to that game. And especially after if he was able to beat Mahomes and the Chiefs. But now we got Patrick Mahomes in there. He's gonna, he's shaky this year, but you're just never out of a game with him because he's the best quarterback in the league. But there was ever, there was maybe a time to catch him off guard. He's gonna have all his guys. It's not like the 49ers have to deal with a Tyreek Hill this time. So I think the 49ers could maybe take advantage of that. However, you let Patrick Mahomes get off to the hot start that you've let the Packers. I can't believe I said that name. But that we let the Packers and the Lions get to, then at that point, you're probably not going to come back the way that you were able to against those teams. Those teams were led by Jordan Love and Jared Goff. They're not going to put those more points on the board. They Patrick Mahomes. If he smells the weakness in you, he's going to keep pressing his foot down on your throat, and then you're screwed. So, what are you going to do then? You're not going to come back from that, Brock Purdy. Okay? And if you did, then we'll call you elite, without a doubt, elite. But nonetheless, I do think I think it'll be close. I think the defense of the 49ers. I'll come up with more estimations and everything. And just early gut instinct, though. It's going to be close. It'll be a great game. It's again the best matchup we could have asked for. The Ravens and Lions one that everybody wanted. Everybody, I think, really would have gotten themselves so emotional on the Lions, and then maybe even so emotional for Lamar to get it done. Oh, it's the game. Lamar would have blown them out. So just get that out of your mind that game would have even been Super Bowl we wanted. It would have been another Seahawks Broncos game. You hear him? I guess we got to bring him back in, crew. We'll stay live. Gus is back, everybody. Say what's up, Gus. Come here. Oh yeah. Tell him how annoying. He's a very good boy. He's a little wound up. I think he hears Dad getting all riled up, man. It was just a fiery week, fiery week. Um, So again, that's my early Super Bowl prediction. I think that's a good breakdown of what happened this weekend. Early little breakdown of what's going to happen. What's going to happen in the game? Close. Chiefs will win it though. Patrick Mahomes. Early little analysis. That's all I'll give you. We'll get into that more. Um, since I last recorded, I had to double check if I even addressed it, but I haven't. The Los Angeles Chargers got themselves one hell of a football coach. Oh, man. They won the offseason so early. They were able to hire Jim Harbaugh, pairing him with Justin Herbert, a guy that Jim Harbaugh has publicly endorsed, has said great things about. Awesome. Love that for Jim. I hate that for the Chicago Bears. Man, did they just waft that one so bad. They just have the perfect year with this guy saying, I'm leaving Michigan. I'm sick and tired of the NCAA. I'm gonna get my ring in college, but then I'm dip setting. Fuck that. I'm out. Bears are sitting there like, hey, wow. We weren't very good this year. Sure, we showed some flashes, but this coach doesn't seem to really get everything going the true right way. He's no fucking Dan Campbell. It's not like this guy's gonna go 13-3 next year. Mad But and then we lose to that team at the last week of the season, letting them go to the postseason while we just get to go to Cabo early, and we don't do anything about it. We just say, "Hey, we're gonna run it back." It's humiliating, bro. Harbaugh was even looking at you like, "Are you fucking crazy? What's wrong with you guys? I'm trying to go to y'all. You're gonna make me go to LA? I mean, sure, I got Herbert out there. They don't have anything else. They have a no cap space. They're paying the other coach still, for Christ's sakes, the overrated defensive coordinator. Go to Green Bay, Staley. I dare you." And then they just waff on that, bro, to keep Eberflus. And as far as the hires on the coordinator side, we talked about Waldron last time. I'm here for it. I think you got to make a move at quarterback with one pick. I believe his name is Eric Williams. Got hired too by the Bears. He used to be the defensive line coach back in the day for them, and also just with Buffalo as the assistant head coach, defensive line coach over the past 4 or 5 seasons. So look, he's got a good resume. He knows how to certainly coaching some good guys there in Buffalo on the D line. They've always been stout up front. And an assistant head coach, I always love seeing that because God forbid something happens. Car crash, wife's dead, don't know, don't care. That's the next guy up. That's who we are going to trust. So, um, props to them for that. Honestly, I guess we'll have to see who's calling the defense in the end, whether it be Eberflus or this Williams guy. But nonetheless, they just blew it not getting Jim Harbaugh. Good for the Chargers because now they don't just have playoff aspirations. I'm not crazy, people. They have Super Bowl aspirations. Everywhere this guy goes, he turns the program around and they win. That's just what they do. They don't just win, they get themselves damn near close, if not all the way. Michigan, now we could say he's done it. So, saying, oh, yeah, he never won a big one. Yes, he fucking has. And he did it all the bullshit this year. So, props to him. Props to the Chargers. Fuck the Bears for what they did. Those stupid, ignorant shitheads. God damn it. I love them, but they piss me off, man. That's just one of those perfect examples. And I'm sure they're going to do it plenty more this offseason. This goddamn draft has me in such a tizzy. Just take a quarterback. That's all I could ask. I want Caleb Williams. Hear what the naysayers say. This guy has been consensus number one guy on draft boards 3 years now. Bite the bullet. Quarterback now is 10-28 as a starter. Hey, I'm going to give you 4 chances to win some games. How many you were able to win, bro? Oh, one. Well, did I throw any playoff appearances or games in there for you? No, 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 no. Just regular games. Regular games scattered throughout the schedule. I got 1 out of 4 for you. The fuck is that? Out of here. No, I don't care what otherworldly ability he has anymore. And I'm not trying to hate on him as a man or anything like that, him as a player even. It's just for this franchise. It's a business. You have to be selfish. And this is not working. So what do? You go find the next option. That's exactly what you do. The next option is right there. For 3 years, people have been saying, this is the guy. This is the guy. There's a little sprinkle of this fucker from North Carolina. Again, we don't want to go through Trubisky again. So, Oh, well, Jaden Daniels, he did No, Caleb Williams has been the guy for years now. Go take the cocksucker, please, for the sake of the city of Chicago. Oh, well, Jacob, what if he didn't wanna play in the city of Chicago? Then he wouldn't declare. This isn't like 10 years ago where Eli Manning, he didn't really wanna play with San Diego, but he's gotta declare. Like, Caleb Williams could have just stayed in school and made another 15,000,000 playing against scrubs. Well, I don't wanna say that. They're moving to the Big Ten next year, but still, just made 15,000,000, living the college life. Everything's handed to you. You're a king on campus. You ain't no king when he's walking his, even if you are the first pick and everything to the Bears, you're a rookie. You're around grown men, and men that make more money than you too. He's probably the highest paid guy on campus, I'd imagine. Not anymore when you're in the NFL, bro. Not for at least a couple years. You got to show out. Once you do that, hell yeah, you'll be top dog again on campus. That's just the process. Anywhere he went, that whole list of, oh, these are the only team. First of all, 4 of the 5 teams that I saw were all either playoff teams or literally Super Bowl contenders. So I think the only other one I saw was like the Giants, and I don't know what the hell they're doing. We'll get into them another time, quite honestly. I don't want to hate on them too hard. They need to get rid of Jones, though. And I think what's going to happen here, we talked about last time with that QB carousel, they might be a team. I could see them going after a Russell Wilson. I think that whole Russell Wilson situation in general is going to be something to watch out for, how Denver gets rid of that money off their books. So, again, all intriguing stuff. But for the Bears, back to them, it's just when something's not working, why stick with it? And that's why I hope, hey, they're doing this with this coach. God damn it. But to him and Poles, the GM's everlasting credit, they didn't draft Fields. That was the guy before that, Pace and Nagy. I don't think Nagy had much to do with that either, but excuse me. So I don't know if this year they're going to sit there and say, "Hey, we're going to get our own guy." And I think if they did that, you could really kind of extend your stay in Chicago, especially if you're Ryan Poles. Maybe not so much Matt Eberflus, but a Ryan Poles certainly could. If he does that, you're sitting there saying, "Hey, I got to see how this guy plays out." Justin Fields, you bank your cards on him trading back a pick, and we suck again next year. I don't care what assets you have. We're gonna say, "Hey, some other GM could use this shit that you acquired for us because you ain't doing it right. We need winners. We need to start winning." Look at what the Detroit Lions did. They were able to go 3-13 2 years ago. Now this year they're in the NFC Championship game. Probably won't be back again for a while. But again, if you replicate some sort of model that they had, that they got going, which kind of we are, but we're not on the same level as that. We certainly aren't. So we need to get at that kind of point. We need to get ourselves as a franchise with some momentum we can ride with, and we can fall behind because this city is dying for a winner. My goodness, all we want to do is eat those breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Not really. We're actually quite starving right now. Holy shit! Oh man. But we will have to. We'll have to see. It's certainly again the most intriguing team this offseason, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Yeah, but we lost out on Harbaugh, so I don't. Good for the Chargers. Good on them. Guess last time I said there was changing subjects here. Said there was really nothing to talk about in the NBA, and I don't think they heard me. Maybe the gods heard me. This scoring array that we've had since we've really been on and everything. Holy shit! I don't really know what to make of it. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Bold take. I don't like it. I watch the NBA now, and it really takes till after the All-Star break for me to gain interest. 'Cause that's when teams really throw the foot on the gas to get playoff seedings. At one point, the Magic were the number 2 seed in the East. I don't know what the hell they are now, but they've fallen apart. It's just what happens. First quarter, I don't even bother watching. And it's not that the season's too long. It's a process. It's a grind. But nonetheless, just you can't really fall in love with anything too early. But this past week, it was cool. Joel was 70. Luka, I think, had like 73. Somebody had like some like 60 or Cat. He did that in a loss. That's what I want to highlight on. all these high scoring performances and everything, there's just no doubt, people. I was born in 1995. There's just no doubt in today's generation of basketball, this defense is absolute dog shit. Deontay Murray kind of recently elaborated on it, how like you can't touch a soul out there without getting a foul called. And I think the NBA's agenda as of lately this year, Vegas didn't anticipate it, but they want higher scores. They have just better viewership, closer matchups, I suppose, with a higher scoring output. That's what fans want to watch. They're trying to follow really any sport that's just trying to, whether it be baseball, juicing those baseballs, or the NFL, just putting all the defensive penalties and everything that just opens up offenses even more. I don't know what. I guess they'd say, hey, people want to see scoring. Good defense matters, though. Good basketball matters too. And as much as people want to shit on the landscape of like a college basketball right now, if you watch a regular college basketball game versus an NBA game, the quality of basketball, and I know this isn't a bold take, but the quality of basketball is just tremendously better. Effort, everything all around. And that to me is a damn shame because I don't see that when I watch the NFL versus the NCAA college football. When I watch college football, I'm like, yeah, it's exciting. It's that's high powered, the passion of the fans and everything. That's all cool and all. But in the long run, you could see a lot of the mistakes that these kids make and everything. Nowadays in the NBA, though, I don't know. It's like watching an all-star game almost every game. The way sometimes it's just the way they handle it and everything. There's a few, and I mean a few dogs out there that just every single game are going to bring it no matter what. Probably the most underrated one, as crazy as it sounds to say underrated, but the best one example is Russell Westbrook. That guy every single night, as much as we can hate on him, brings it. He brings it hard, both levels, both sides, no matter what. We just don't see that, even from like guys like a Kawhi Leonard and everything like that. Anytime he's playing, oh, he's sensational though, Jacob. Yeah, but he's not the same defensive guy he used to be. And I get it. There's a lot more attention for him on offense, so it's naturally going to cut back. Same time, though, I think it's an entitlement issue almost in the NBA because it's such a players' league run by the players, and that's on Adam Silver. And I know they just extended him; they love him. Oh, he's expanding the game. I've lost interest myself in the NBA as much as I used to be into it over the past couple of years. And this is coming from a Celtics fan whose team is number one in the East, been number one in the NBA pretty much all year. I know they've had a bad couple losses over the last couple weeks at home, but um, nonetheless, it's just not there. It's not what it used to be. The fervor is just not all there. Where the NFL, I had a friend tell me, "Oh, I just feel like the NFL is gonna lose some Raidership ratings," and the NBA, they're booming. I think it's the complete opposite. I think football ain't going nowhere. As much as people will root for it to fail and everything, or looking for that little thing. Oh, this is why the people are gonna like the script. People don't like this. First of all, they went against y'all's script, so fuck that. Second of all, the two best teams in football are playing each other, the defending champs and the best team on the other side in the NFC. So that's just everything makes sense there. But when it comes to basketball, I don't know, and you do have to get into the playoffs. Really, that's where things can get fun. But I also beg to say, is it because there's nothing else to really watch other than Stanley Cup hockey, which again this year really just might be the move, bro. Might have to put that on TVA in the playoffs or the NBA playoffs on TVB. You don't know, Matt. I guess which one's going on Beyonce? To the left, to the left. This way. To the left. But yeah, no, it's a good week in sports nonetheless. As far as any other off-season moves, pretty sure I saw somebody was looking at Arthur Smith as a play caller. That was pretty funny. Um, he ain't that good, so I don't think that's a. I think he needs to take a year off from coaching. Belichick not getting hired. I think that's big, huh? I'm not too surprised, but that's just one of those things. Hey, if he has to have it his way or the highway, this guy's 72, 73 years old. Maybe it's just your time, Bill. You need to stop coaching. Go just spend the rest of your time in Nantucket, live your life. And at this point, if you cut it out early now, you probably just live stress free. And the stress has been getting to Bill, man. He's aged. So, at this, but crazy he didn't get hired, man. Everybody was saying Atlanta, Atlanta, Atlanta. They went with Raheem Morris. I know people are hating on that, but according to a poll, I guess he's like one of the best players, assistant coaches in football. He really only got his last shot at coaching, um, other than the interim job with Atlanta a couple years back, but a real coaching gig was over a decade ago, man. So, like, at that point, he does deserve his second chance. I look at it based on the resume he's built over the last couple of years. He was able to take over that Wade Phillips defense for the Rams that was already pretty loaded, and he kept them. He kept them going. Shit, won a Super Bowl with them. So a lot of props to Raheem Morris. I think he earned that job. I think he deserved it. We'll just have to see what he's able to do with that team. I think that's team's a piece or two, probably just two pieces away from being really good, and probably one of the worst divisions in football. And everything that's gonna happen with the Buccaneers, all the guys that they gotta replace next year, very interesting stuff to watch. Um, a lot of good stuff, really, just in sports. Just in general. I know it's just January, but I saw a commercial for the Masters. "Ah, we love the Masters. We love golf." So we love all of it, you know. NCAA again, March Madness is going to be right around the corner, guys. Obviously, we're going to get a probably an episode or two more in before the Super Bowl, and then hopefully do like after the Super Bowl. That's where really things are going to get rolling with this. We're going to really just focusing in on editing, music, even. As far as clips, reels, and stuff like that, I know that just as long as I ramble here like this, I know if I chop some stuff together, I'm able to get some good takes and some good pieces together for everybody. For social media, we're gonna get everything rolling on that. As far as Compton's Corner, at Compton's Corner 95, it'll be on your X, your Twitter, Instagram. It's not quite yet. We're just on YouTube and Twitch, but we're gonna get everything rolling, the ball rolling on that. So, nonetheless, I do appreciate, as always, the support I've always had from all of you and everything. Um, Obviously, shout out to StuHartOriginals.com, StuHartOriginals.com, StuHartOriginals.com. Hottest gear in town. It is just the shit. It is awesome. Last time I told you about the Snook shorts, I was buying those are super comfy, super awesome mesh shorts. Get yourself some online. Honestly, worth it. And everything. Mr. Denzel, I'm sorry. I am all done. Oh, see, Justin's calling. He does not want me on this shit no more. I don't even know if we can hear me. But nonetheless, yeah, isn't it, bro? This mic, man. I instant gratification, like I told you, Dens. We got it. This mic is it's a good one, man. Sure. But nonetheless, StuartOriginals.com, StuartOriginals.com, StuartOriginals.com. Get yourself on the promo code. It's Duck Corner 23, quote unquote Duck Corner 23 for 20% off your order. Again, great stuff today. Great stuff this week we got coming up. We'll keep ourselves up to date more and more. Again, studios popping up. New mic today. Thanks for noticing that. Oh, shame on me. I know you could all see it with these comments. Martin Athletic Training, baby. Best gym in town. It's local. The environment there is absolutely great. Ever expanding, and it's just something that everybody should get themselves a part of. If you want to fit yourself and get yourself right mentally and physically. And I preach that so much because anytime you go to a gym, it's all about the physicals. This place, the environment it brings you, the camaraderie. I've made just several friends from simply walking in, saying what's up, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom. It's just a good vibe, man. Everything's just electric. Play your own music. It is awesome. Mentally, yes, bro. Oh, bro. Mental building is all the biggest strategy for 2024. That's what we're doing. We're growing, we're expanding. And if you do it with your brain, bro, you could do it anywhere in life. So don't forget that, people. It is all love. It is all bear down. StuartOriginals.com, 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 and Martin Athletic Training, baby. Self growth this year, y'all. Love, peace. We'll see y'all soon.